Hey, welcome to our episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. So you might have noticed tonight's beer has been sitting on the shelf like right here for like months. I was saving it for a podcast guest who couldn't get it, so we had to find something else. But I finally get a chance to drink this beer. This is one of the famous Rauch beers or smoke beers from Germany, Aecht Schlenkerla Eiche. I don't know how to pronounce it. Doppelbock Schlenkerla Oak Smoke. It is 8% ABV. There's a really long description on the back, but they make a point of saying it's made with Oak Smoke Malt, so that's pretty cool. All right, so pour it into my Chad's Beer Reviews little 9 pint glass. Link in the description below if you want to get one. And I'm surprised that coming out of the bottle, it's like kind of like a tawny brown, maybe a copper. It's in the glass. It's pretty clear, very effervescent. And that might have something to do with the actual glass. You get about 2 fingers of foam on there when I first poured it. All right. I will say it smells great. Just, huge smoke on this one. A clean, it's not greasy or burnt rubber or anything like that. I mean, it's slightly bacony, but to me it's more like a woody smoke, like a stove, like a wood stove or like a campfire. And my only complaint is that the smoke is actually so prominent that I can't really get much in the way of like the Doppelbock base. Usually Doppelbocks are very malty beers. I mean, I can definitely tell it's very malty. I'm not getting any hops on this. And for 8% ABV, I'm not really picking up like any distinct alcohol. I mean, but I can just kind of tell that it's like a strong beer off the nose. Let's see how it tastes finally after all these months. Cheers. The best part of the smoked beer is like that first pull there. I mean, you see I got quite a lot there. Just that delicious smoky taste. It's like slightly abrasive or maybe dry is the word I'm looking for. It's it's like very, very smoky. But also very delicious. It has like, I would call it like kind of like in the bacony kind of smoke, not like a barbecue pulled pork, pig roast kind of smoke, if that makes sense. Like I said on the nose, the smoke is like really overpowering the base style there. I mean, there definitely is a malty character to it. I would call it fairly sweet. It kind of reminds me of like, I was going to say like kind of like an amber ale, but without the hops. Obviously, it's a Doppelbock, very different from an amber ale, but it's like in that same kind of spirit, And also, I mean, the beer is a really dark amber. I'd probably put more a copper color, but you see this color and like there are certain flavors that come to mind. I actually get like a little bit of chocolate on this one, which is odd because I mean it's not a really dark beer. Let me top this off here. You can see coming out of the bottle, it's actually quite clear. I have no idea how old this thing is, but I mean you never get fresh German beer in Florida, so I will say it does not taste old. I'm not getting oxidation on here or sherry or paper or anything like that. Yeah, so like up front is like the smoky taste. I guess you'd call it kind of like a dry bitterness. I'm really not getting like anything specific as far as hops. I think there's like maybe like a little bit of like peppery or kind of earthy or floral hops on there. Yeah, I got probably peppery. I mean, if you ever had German Pilsner, kind of like that. It has like this kind of crushed peppercorn kind of sensation. But again, a lot of that is also from the smoke. Yeah, and then it finishes with a lovely, just kind of a amber malty, like, I mean, I always call it probably toasty, but I mean, it's hard to pick up like the actual toast flavor. Like slightly caramelly, slightly. Yeah, and I would say it's funny because like it's kind of bitter and dry up front, and then it's sweet on the back end. The aftertaste is fairly dry. The 8% ABV, I think, is coming in and kind of like drying everything out at the end there. So like it's not a cloying, sticky mess or anything like that. Even though, obviously a Doppelbock is a lager style, but this has like the body of like a really strong ale. I probably would go as far as to call this full-bodied. Maybe medium full, but it's definitely on the higher end. I mean, 8% ABV, and it's a Doppelbock. pretty well carbonated. Probably put about like moderate. And I will say like it is like a very smooth, almost creamy kind of texture. Although a lot of that might have to do with the glass. Every beer I've had in this glass has always had like a creamy texture to it. Yeah, so very smoky, with the sweet finish, which is not something I usually get. I like a lot of the beers I've had in this lineup. They are usually smoky and then like roasty. This is like smoky and like a little sweet, very malty. I mean, my only complaint, if you can consider it play, is that it might actually be like a little bit too smoky. But I mean, that smoke flavor is delicious. It's a different kind of smoke. I mean, they made a point of saying that like it's oak smoke, not beechwood. Like if you had the Marzen, like that's the Rauchbier or Rauchbier. I don't know. So yeah, I really like this one. Sorry, the guest that I was going to review this with couldn't get it. But yeah, it's nice to finally drink the Aecht Schlenkerla Eiche. I have no idea how to pronounce this. Let me know in the description. I guess I could have looked it up. But as far as the score for this one, I'm not going to go solid 8. It's, a very good beer. I want to go higher, but to me, it's like kind of like a simple, repetitive palate, even though like the flavors here are really good. It's like I said, it just seems like a little. I was hoping it'd be like a little bit more complex and like a little bit more of the actual Doppelbock base brew. Like this is, I don't know if smoke bomb is the word that I'm looking for, but I mean, and also I really like that smoke flavor, so I don't mind that it's like a smoke forward beer. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for the Aecht Schlenkerla Eiche. I don't know how to pronounce it. All right, I'm rambling. If you watch all the way in, you're awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the podcast. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's beer review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.